And welcome everybody. This is the 2016 U.S. Open 8-Ball Championship. We're coming at you live from the Predator Arena at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. My name is Freddie Agnier. I'm joined by my partner in crime here, George Teachea. George, how are we doing today?
We're doing fantastic. What a matchup we have here, huh?
This is a first-round matchup. World champion Hall of Famer Francisco Bustamante from the Philippines versus Robbie Saez. Robbie is now in Memphis, Tennessee. Plays out of high pockets. We're playing 8-ball using the BCAPL rules.
Race to 9 on the diamond table. Cyclops balls. And they're going to get started. This is, like you said, it's the first round matchup. We've had some good matches already. I believe Mitch Elderman versus Mike Duchesne was a match earlier this morning. And I believe Mitch lost that.
Mitch is a very good small table player.
Oh, he's a 2009, I think, Reno champion. He won that. He double-dipped Costa Rica.
Right.
About that time.
Robbie's already, okay, so there you go. You know, the rules of 8-ball and racking, the bottom two corner balls have to be of different suits. So one has to be solid, one has to be striped. A lot of people, especially amateurs, will do a solid stripe type of fashion, and then suddenly they have corners, balls all being the same. You have to have one different than the other.
If you look, he's alternated the rack all the way through. The whole side, he's done a great job of racking the balls, not only on the corners, but on both sides. And in the middle. That's hard to do.
You'll notice that Robbie will always be lining up to the left. That's how he's always shot. He's not using the naming system. Ball is down, and we're playing ball open after the break.
He can whatever ball goes in. He can choose stripes or solids after the break. He can also use a solid, for instance, to combine a stripe in, but only at the opening. The 8-ball cannot be used as neutral.
As your first ball, 8-ball can't be used.
And so Robb's looking around, see what he has. This 11-ball might go, but it's really, really tight past the 2-ball.
I think the biggest problem here is they really can't get started knowing full well that the 14-ball and the 3-ball are tied up.
Right.
14 will go if he goes to the high ball. Well, it's tight, isn't it? You'd have to be at the 1-ball.
The 14 goes. He'll probably start out with that 6-ball, or the 4-ball will probably be his opening shot.
But then he'd have to break out the 3-ball. So this gets to be more of a thinking game, 8-ball. But most of the time, it's an easier game to play, but it's much more strategic.
Opening up that 3-ball, he's got the 1-ball to do it with, and that 6-ball leads to the position for the 1-ball to break out the 3. But we'll see what he chooses to start out with.
And
he's looking at the
shooting
4.
This first shot opens up. He's playing the 6-ball.
He might open it up now.
Maybe it opens up right now.
He might go after it right now, right there.
Well, he tickled it.
He'll move it. He'll move it. He tickled the 14, and he'll move it now. He'll draw the ball into it. His contingency plan or his
Good
ball
shot.
is the 4 or the 2.
3-ball, I believe, passes. It's awfully tight. These are 4.5-inch Pro Cut diamond pockets, so there's no guarantee that the 3-ball will actually pass and fall into the pocket. The 7-ball, that's the
ball's on the rack there.
Teal blue.
The ball's
the
where you
Cyclop blue, near the rack.
And you got the 5
It's going to be the toughest ball on the table if the 3-ball doesn't go.
He can address that right now if he wants to. He could shoot the 2-ball, come up and just stop it, and then shoot the 5, moving the 13 out of the way, being straight in on the 4 or the 7.
I like that.
So he can address it right now.
There's a good shot of Robbie. Always right aiming to the left of the cue ball, but comes back to center.
That's a interesting technique.
I've seen players done it.
I've seen players where they aim at the bottom of the cue ball. It looks like they're going to draw the heck out of it.
That's going to be Francisco all day long.
Yeah, that's right.
A little bit of tickle there. So he has opened him up. Unfortunately, I don't believe he has a shot on this ball.
He doesn't.
Unless he can get all the way to the 3-ball, which has been sitting up there as a part of the problem. No, it really doesn't go. He might have to spin a little bit. And the 3 was already tight through the pocket of the. That's the 15 up there.
He doesn't like this.
14 is the lime stripe down below, and the 15 is the teal blue, Cyclop blue stripe up top.
Is he?
Yeah, he's jacked up. He's just a swerve just a little bit. Yes.
Or cutting the 4.
No, he's going to play the 3.
Oh, nice shot. He swerved it just like you said.
Just a little bit of swerve. It did tickle off the 15, and it drops. The 8 ball goes, but you can see what's happening here. The 8 ball is by the 11 ball, so you can see where the position needs to be.
Yeah, the 8 ball goes to the lower right-hand corner, but he placed the 11 ball there to kind of block it.
He's going to put a stroke on this because he's going to draw straight back.
Hope he's.
That's a good, safe way to play.
Well, he's got to go up and end up close to where the 12 ball is for the 8 ball.
Tough first rack. He's doing a lot of maneuvering here. Nothing's open.
My question is, does the 8 ball go by the 10?
The 10 is clear
right by his hand. It looks like it does.
By quite a bit.
Yeah, it looks like it does.
This would be some good position if he gets here. A little bit of spin.
He's gone too
as
far.
You can see, no good.
He can play it off the 11.
I think that's his only chance.
Yep.
There's not much else to do. There's no bank.
This is a tough shot. This is a makeable shot. Is he going to cut it or play it off the 11? He loads this up with a lot of high English. That 8 ball will draw off the 11. It might go in the pocket. It's one of those shots that you can shoot 20 times and you might make it twice.
Right.
But I think it's possible. It's not out of the realm of this.
I have no idea what he's going to do here.
Yeah.
It obviously, it's not easy. And, the big deal is that in 8 ball, once you knock out a couple of balls, you really open it up for your opponent. And you get to a point where you commit to the out, and he did.
Yeah. He's not only opened up a couple of balls. This rack lays wide open, and there's nothing he can do to stop it. Because even if he plays them safe, like if he hits a great shot and puts him up by the 15 in the upper right-hand corner and against a rail where he has no shot,
there's the safe
he'll just
back.
ticket safe right back.
Right back.
Exactly. So
it's almost like a sudden death type of thing.
Yeah.
The percentages of Francisco winning the game if the 8 ball doesn't go in is about 99%, something like that. Well,
yeah, the end game is tough when you only have the 8 ball left and your opponent has 6 balls to get behind.
He's aiming this low, so it's almost like he's banking this ball. Doesn't seem like there's any way he could have caromed off there. That's not a loss. That is not a loss.
Nah.
But there's no way he can carom off that ball with low, because as you had said earlier, he probably needs to hit with a high ball.
He had to high ball. He had to use high ball.
If for nothing else, that would prevent the 8 ball from moving forward. By hit and draw the 8 ball, immediately dive forward. You could see it hit like one diamond up from the side pocket. But he didn't have much of a choice, did he?
No. His choice was to use high English. Keep in mind, when you hit the cue ball with high English, your object ball, the English transfers, and the object ball takes the opposite English. So he had to draw off the 11 to have a chance to go towards that directly at that pocket.
Now, this is interesting because we'll probably talk about this an awful lot. For amateurs, which I'm included in the amateurs for sure, ball pattern is so important. For professionals, they're just so good that they can get anywhere. And Francisco has done exactly what I say is you don't leave 2 balls like that have both are good for the 8 ball, because one will upset the other one if you try to keep those as your last 2 balls.
He's actually leaving it just right.
Perfectly.
His key shot was a 13.
Correct. And the key shot in 8 ball as opposed to 9 ball or 10 ball, the key shot is the last ball before the 8 ball, is what we normally say for key ball, for those of you who don't know what George was talking about.
By key ball, I say in 8 ball, you tend to set up your pattern in reverse. You look at the 8 ball, and then you find the ball that you're going to get straight in on if possible and stop it, and you have a straight in shot on the 8. And then you develop your pattern backwards.
Easy run out for Francisco there. Robbie Saez just cleared out everything, and that makes it easy for most players, most 8 ball players. Francisco has had great success at 8 ball in the past, even though I don't believe he's won a World 8 ball championship, but he's gone deep in the IPT events in the past.
Well, that's due to his excellent play, World Championship.
Yeah, he's a world champion.
Yeah.
When you play so much rotation pool uses all 15 balls, so you have the same type of clusters, and you're forced to move the cue ball around. That happens a lot in 8 ball as well.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of Francisco's accomplishments. We've been using AZ Billiards to try to get some of this. And Robb, for instance, this year won a Midwest 9-ball tour for $2,100. Then he had a third, a fourth, a fifth, a seventh. He was 45th, 47th, and 48th in Derby City, and 45th in the 9-ball division, 47th in the 1-pocket division. Yeah, he cashed 48th in the Banks division.
Yeah, Robbie came up to second place in the 9-ball event one time in the Derby City Classic. So, and he's been playing the small tables recently.
Now I wonder what he plays now. You said he was living in Memphis now.
He plays out of High Pockets.
There you go. Right. And I cannot find.
Here's an interesting thing. When on these tables, you do pretty well at that 22-mile-an-hour break. You know, that's not exactly fast for the big breakers. Francisco was breaking them pretty hard. Francisco has been known to be clocked right in that 30-mile-an-hour zone. I'm not sure if he can hit it that hard anymore, but no, he eased off.
Well, he eased off and
found the drink.
Yeah, he found the side pocket. Ouch. You don't want to start your breaking in the U.S. Open by scratching.
Scratch. It's ball in hand anywhere on the table. That's the BCAPL rules, and looks certainly like the low balls would be my choice here. The 3 and the 6 is tied up, so if you can take care of that, the table's wide open.
Yeah, the solids do lay a lot easier than the stripes, since you don't have a problem ball with the 15 ball there on the side by the side pocket. All of the solids seem to have a pocket, except for those 2 there, and he's just going to take care of that right
one,
now.
so the 6 is clean. He could shoot the 6 now, but really the next toughest ball would be the deuce.
Now, which one do you... Go ahead.
Sorry. Yeah, which may be his last ball.
Yeah. Yes, I was going to say, which one do you make the key ball there? And the 6 is a good one?
The 6 is a good one.
The 2 can play also.
In fact, any of the balls up table, in small table 8-ball, any of the balls up table are okay for a key ball. You wouldn't normally do that with the big table, but in the small table, it ends up one of the shots for a key ball, or one of the balls for a key ball, can certainly be in the kitchen. It's not that bad of an idea because the table's much smaller. You can run a pattern towards it.
And plus, it's clear up there.
Yeah, exactly. That's a very good point. Sometimes people fall in love and get married to an idea that the key ball has to be somewhere close to the 8-ball, but not so much. In fact, even on big tables, it happens quite a bit that the key ball might be one of the farthest balls away from it, but it lays well for that 1-2 rail pattern towards the 8-ball. And Robbie's kind of doing sort of like what we were just talking about. The 2-ball was the toughest ball on the table, and he did everything he could to get rid of it, and then once he gets on a ball up here, everything should be easy.
And he's missed this ball. He missed it badly. I mean,
once he got down, he sort of one-stroked it.
To tell you the truth, I didn't like that pattern at all. I didn't like what he started with. I would have shot that 5-ball, and he has the 4 balls on top. Come down to the 2. Oh yeah, because you have the whole left side of the table to get position on it, and then shot the 6 and the 8 in the side.
He didn't mind the pattern so much, but he didn't get good on his first ball with ball in hand. He didn't get good enough on it to get easy on the 2-ball, which again was probably the toughest ball on the table. If you want to invent a tough ball on the table, I expected Robbie to get out there. Francisco will try to bump these balls out after 13.
I'd get a better angle on the 11 and use the. Oh, there you go. You called it right there. I was going to say the 10 ball and use the 11 to bump him, but this makes it a little bit easier because see he's guaranteed a shot on the 10.
On 10 ball, right? That's his safety valve there.
Exactly.
He's actually probably playing position for the 10, and he got better on the other ball, so he'll shoot the other ball first.
And he's got to be careful coming back. But he's going to probably just stop it there.
Stop it or punch it.
He needs to be careful because that side pocket's there.
It's pretty far away now. We get this great angle here.
Yep.
He actually overhit that ball.
Yes, he did.
He's probably pretty surprised that he went that far.
He didn't want to come that far.
Because he was playing in the side pocket. It looks like he's still playing the side pocket.
It wouldn't be out of the norm for him to choose the 10
ball and go back and forth.
Yeah, go back and forth.
Both are about equal difficulty, aren't they?
Well, it's not so much that the 15 is so difficult. It's that there's balls up there to bump.
Yeah, I like this way because if you count out the other way, 10 to the 12,
it's a tougher shot.
It's a tougher shot.
With his skills,
now he does this, and now there's no problem.
Right, with his skills, there's no bump in there. He was fine. He knew exactly where he was going, and he's happy with this.
Exactly right. It was with his skills. Maybe with the lesser skilled amateur, you may want to shoot the other ball because of the traffic up table.
For a lesser skilled amateur, that 10 ball's a lot harder.
Right.
I mean, these guys got the balls down the rail very well. Yeah. I mean, to them, it's like. Especially he just came off of a big match with Tony Chohan.
T-Rex.
Playing one pocket, cutting balls down that rail is exactly what you do in one pocket all day long.
This was a pretty good rack to run for him. It wasn't a gimme.
This
was
is a tough 8-ball. Nice shot. Takes a 2-0 lead in a race to 9. And Robbie's not happy with that miss on his on that 2-ball.
He had a good chance there. Ball in hand and balls were really wide open, and he needed to make that 2. It makes the 2-ball, and he should have been out. I think he would have been out.
Yes, I mean the table laid well. I mean,
did lay well.
I think in my opinion he chose the right opening shot. His second shot wasn't the right one. I would have gone up.
Right.
Yeah, I would have gone up and addressed those 4 balls at the head of the table.
I do agree with you. I do agree with you. Where I'm saying is that his first shot wasn't good enough to make his second shot any good. Then he had to kind of rethink his plan.
Yeah,
he was married to the plan, I think.
And sometimes you get married to the plan, like you just said, and you forget what the plan was because you got a little bit out of line, and that's exactly what happened. He didn't get exactly where he wanted to be, and so he
tries to force it back into his plan.
Exactly. He forced something back. Because I got to get this 2-ball out of here.
Right. And
he didn't really have to.
He really wasn't bad on the 2 either.
No.
But he flat out missed it. But he could have been a lot easier. Should have been above it.
Yeah, that ball hit the middle diamond. And
Robbie's a great player. He's going to shake it off.
Yep.
Get back to this. What he needs is a nice break and run here to get him back in the game.
And that also could be attributed to opening game jitters. And you're facing a world champion, Francisco Bustamante. I mean, when I say world champion, here's a gentleman that has biography. He started way back in 1993 winning tournaments. And, I mean, I see World 9-Ball Championship, World Cup of Pool, U.S. Pro Tour champion, all Filipino Billiards Open winner, World Pool League, BCA Open, he's won.
So when we talk about great Filipino players that came over here, we started off with Jose Perica, the leader of the invasion, and everybody knew about Efren Reyes being written up in a book, being 2 books. And then in the 90s, here comes Francisco Bustamante joining up with Efren, coming through the country, and it didn't take long to realize that this guy was one of the best players in the world.
Well, in the 90s, he dominated. I mean, I'm looking at this right here. In 1998, 1997, he won 7 Camel Tours.
Very dominant player back then. Back then, an era where Earl Strickland was still playing strong. Nick
Varner, Siegel was still around, wasn't he?
Not in the 90s. Not really in the 90s anymore. Okay. Siegel decided to take fishing trips. Robbie's broken the balls absolutely gorgeously, and either one will go. I think he's saying that he believes the 5-ball is probably the toughest ball on the table, so to get to it right after the 6.
And there he is.
And once he does that, it should be not go too far. No, he's fine.
Looks like he's looking at it like he's perfectly okay.
We're going to come up on a situation here,
he's got
George,
a little angle,
where he's going to be forced to play the 2-ball as his last ball, his key ball, and for most amateurs, that gets them in trouble, because if you just barely get off on the wrong side of the ball, suddenly you have to go the wrong way and wade yourself through landmines of other balls. So let's see what happens here.
He's going to play this 1 ball, then play the 4, and then draw back for the deuce.
In the side, right?
Just like you called it. Just like you called it. Perfect.
So he should be drawing this back like... He can come up short, because then at least if he has to go down table, there's no balls down there. You see, he's come up short, way short.
Now he's running this cue ball with inside English, or he's got a.
So there's the problem with.
He's got a problem.
It's the problem with having a ball to the side pocket as your last shot. It happens so often, and it sneaks up on you. People are thrilled with trying to do it.
He knew he underhit it, because he knew he had to come down. He had to come way down. I mean, he'd like to be another like 8 inches lower than where he is.
He may have called this in the corner and used the 14 as a... no, he's got to cut this in the side, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Well, his other option is to bank it in the lower right-hand corner, but that'd be kind of crazy, don't you think?
Yes. At this stage,
At this stage, yeah.
If he banked, it's because there just wasn't a good choice here.
He's going to hit this with a lot of right-hand English, catch the rail on the side, just barely miss the corner pocket, hit the end rail, and come up to the left side of the table with inside English. That's exactly. No, he's going outside. He's going outside.
Oh no, he went for the bank. And that's really
he
unfortunate.
Went with the bank that we just said was only under dire circumstances.
And he must have been in dire circumstances.
Yep. That cut looked steeper than it did to us.
That's unfortunate for Rob, because he really needed that one to get him into this match. The break was absolutely beautiful.
He's going to go down 2 breaks.
Yeah. I'll go back to that, too, in the side. That it was the problem right from the get-go, that he was forced to get there. What I'm saying about that, George, is that once you had to play the 2 on the side, now you have to put more effort into it. It's not a hanger to leave to that 2 ball as your last ball in the side pocket.
So going back to, Francisco's going to make easy work of this.
Easy work on this, especially if that combination is on.
Going back to that 2 on the side for Robbie, you think maybe it was a good idea to play the 2 prior to the 1 or the 4?
No, because you were really forced to play the way the pattern went out. The 2 was probably, you were forced to have that as your key ball. It just, he had to pay more attention to that angle. Well, really stared that down. He gave it a couple of strokes. And
see, Francisco, he's comfortable moving the cue ball around, and probably would have, maybe adjusted his plan.
I think so.
But he'll play this ball, then he'll play the 10 next. And then he'll come over for the 9 ball and come off the rail and shoot the 8 ball in the opposite corner. Francisco doesn't mind using the side rail to go into the pocket.
He's done it
a handful of times and already.
Well, as you
that
know,
one he hit straight in. So
as you know, George, before the tighter pockets became the norm, rubbing the cushion on the way in was absolutely standard.
Well, yeah, it made those pockets play like 8 inches wide.
Right.
But now that they've tightened them up, and they're most diamond tables are 4.5 inches, some smaller.
Once they're past new, you can't do that.
And once they're past new, you're catching the rail going in. That ball may not go in. Similar to the shot that Robbie missed.
Interestingly enough, Bustamante's up here, and he's won both of the racks that Robbie broke. Robb won the...
Robb got down to the 8 ball and missed.
Yeah, both times, right?
Both times.
Or both times he got far enough to it, right?
Yeah. He got to where he left them an open table, and...
This game gets a lot easier once there's no balls on the table.
I mean, most amateur players will run out from there. A professional, if he doesn't, he's going to question himself.
That's exactly right. It didn't have to be Francisco Bustamante hitting back at it. It could have been anybody.
Yep. He just didn't get quite where he wanted to get on the last ball, and faltered.
And paid for it.
Yeah.
Now we've been talking about this, but it could just be that it's the 2 ball that's got him. He missed the 2 ball in the last game.
In the first game,
he missed the 2 ball up table on a game prior, I think.
I wonder if it's just too dark to see.
Maybe. Maybe that's it.
Who knows?
No, I think that was just coincidental, but it's an interesting. There's a whole bunch of balls out there that it could have been.
You know what's nice about the pro event, U.S. Open 8-Ball Championships being held along with all the amateurs, and being held on the 7-foot table, is the fact that we have a decent gallery watching the pros play on the same equipment they're playing, so they can relate to exactly what they're doing.
That's a great point, George.
And it really it makes for an educational process for the people that come to the BCAA championships or the national championships here in Las Vegas.
Francisco took an awful long time racking those balls. We're using the magic rack. You'd think he'd just throw them together. Earlier, as he was racking the balls, he put the 8 ball on the spot for some strange reason.
I was going to say that. Yes, he did. He went to warm up, and he racked the 8 ball on the spot. And I think
got a little confused there.
John and Vincent, they all came up and said, "Whoa, what's this? What kind of a rack is this?"
Francisco broke from the side. He had broke from the center and scratched, so he's deciding, let's change it up. He decided the second ball break, soft.
The second ball break, yeah. Made a ball. Not a good spread, not a bad spread. Well, that's not a good spread. He's got the 4. He's got 2 stripes and a solid tied up on the rail. He's got a little, right where the cue ball is, he's surrounded by 4 balls. His only real opening shot is the 5 ball. If he can get by the 7, he doesn't really have a good opening shot.
We'll see after this rack if Francisco chooses to continue that kind of break, because it's going to be clustered as softly as he hit it. Looks like he's going to play the combination. This is tough to do without fouling.
He's not playing a combination, is he? He is playing the combination.
13 in the corner.
And played it successfully.
Yeah, it looks like he's one more break away, one more billiard away from cleaning this up.
Yeah.
The 15, no, I'm sorry, it's the 11. The 11 ball is obviously is tied up.
I think he's going to play the ball in front of the pocket. Well, he's going to go after it now. I was going to say play the ball in front of the pocket, come back to a little bit further away from where he is so he can run the cue ball up to the 10-11. But he's going to do that right now with that shot. Not a problem.
And really right there, he's just solved this whole rack. And 2 shots ago, this rack was completely clustered. And now it's wide open.
Mm-hmm.
Still has to do a little work here, but at least he's open enough that he actually can get out. He decided to play the 11 ball up table.
Mm-hmm. That's the only place you really could play it, because the opening to get to it for the same corner pocket as the 10 is kind of tough to get back to, because he'd have to play the 10 first and then the 11. This way he plays the 11 first, now the 10.
This is the key shot of this rack. Right. He's going to have one major key shot and then one minor key shot right here.
Now he'll play position for the 12, hopefully, or either one, because he will get shape on this 8 ball.
He's just sort of flat on this ball, so he's got to go forward, I think, unless he's thinking he can stop it.
He can draw this ball between the 4-5 if he chooses, but he'll probably go forward. I like going forward.
He's got a lot of balls to get through.
He's coming back. He's coming back.
I think he's sliding through between the 5 and the 7.
Okay.
Sliding through between the 5 and the 7.
And
he got a little far, but now he's going to be forced to be playing that 15, 14 in the side pocket. He'll get there.
Mm-hmm. He'll try to avoid the 8. Don't get over the 8. It makes it harder to get good shape. But he can just roll it and just stay there for the 8 or come off the rail a little bit if he wants. Just like that. And he's pointed at the corner pocket, nonchalantly.
I want to say this. It's got a lot of green, except for it's blue, and it's only a 7-foot table, so there's like 3 feet. But a lot of green.
For a 7-foot table.
That was quite a rack there. I mean, that really shows the professional caliber play. That rack was pretty tied up.
The planning and the pinpoint
that helps.
Position, yeah, exactly. I mean, he did everything right. He really
did do everything right.
He did everything right there. He started with, I thought he might play a ball to get a better angle on the 9 to come up and break up the 11-10.
Right.
And
he said
he did it immediately. Now. I've got the angle now. I'm here now. Why try to get somewhere later when I'm here now? And that's another key point.
It's a big message there. Get through your trouble immediately.
If you're there now, don't try to come back to it. Take it now.
And have pinpoint precision like Francisco. That's the other message.
And practice your strokes so it's nice and fluid. And
that's 12 hours a day for 6 years.
Well, let's see. Francisco is... How old? He's 37, 43. He's in his 50s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's 52 years old. So,
there's Robbie aiming way left, but he'll strike this to the center.
He'll be 53 this year in December.
And he's... Oh, wow. I want to see that one again.
Wasn't there a trick shot kind of like that?
Yes.
Yeah, there's a trick shot where you put a ball on the side and you shoot into the side, and you kind of jump into the side pocket and jump back out.
Well, the ball was airborne, hit the back of the pocket, and came back and play. Robbie's got a tough first shot here, and if he has to shoot the high balls, and all these other high balls are sitting in the magic rack.
Yeah, look at the cluster right by the spot. They broke up horribly. And four stripes.
It looks like if he can get this ball and sort of straight pool break him out, I think he just needs to tap one out. Then it'll be open for him. Robbie's got to get on the board here. He likes the angle better if he stops than the 11, I guess.
He's going to come down for the 14.
Oh, the 14 is the better ball to break out? Yeah, it is. It really is. He's going to come down
for the 14 and open this up a little bit. Not too hard.
Not too hard.
The 8 ball's going to travel if he hits it hard. But he just wants to open him up just a hair.
Open the 13.
Not too hard.
Open the 13, I think is.
There it is.
And they'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
Great job.
Now it's all open, and I look for him to get out here.
He wants that magic rack out of there. Please.
It's not going to bother anything. He can shoot the 13 right off of it. But, there's nothing wrong with...
get it out of there.
Yeah.
There's a nice ball marker that's got a little dimple, so you can
stick
your finger on there, hold it, and Bill Stock is Out of there.
Taking care of business.
Taking care of business. He doesn't have anything that's exactly like automatic for the last ball, the key ball, but he'll just get an angle in any one of these balls.
He
really.
doesn't need anything. The ball's
No.
open, and there's 3 balls around it that are his key balls. But he's gonna play one of them now. He's gonna play the 14 straight in. Probably come back. He's gonna play the 10. I would do it the other way around. Because now if he plays this first and then comes back to these 3 balls, it gets a little trickier than playing the 14 now, coming back for the 10, over for the 13, then the 12, and then the 8.
Yeah, we got to
See
get the
what I'm
balls
saying?
right here.
Now he's got to...
That's the 15 ball there, not the 14. It's the 15 teal stripe.
Oh, it looks kind of purple? Oh, that's, yeah.
And the 12 ball is to the right?
Correct.
He's just got to make sure he doesn't hit a ball. And he hit the 8 ball.
Well, that's why I said those 3 balls are going to get a little, by going the way by doing the 10 first instead of the 14, he created a little bit of a concern.
He got really fortunate there because the 8 ball still goes in the corner pocket, so he'll play the 12 ball as his last ball.
He's going to have a much harder shot than he would have had the other way.
This will be a hanger for him.
But yeah, it is. It is. He's fine. He's fine.
See how far left he goes here, and he'll pivot to the center. Straight in shot for the 8 ball. He needed the break and run. He needed the easy break and run. He made it a little bit tougher.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you're right. He does aim to the left and then come to the center. That was a very good place to see it.
Yeah. And when he breaks, he definitely does it. 4-1, Bustamante in the lead.
And breaking.
You can see the Fargo ratings there. Bustamante came in with a 795 rating. That's about as world class. He got 800 and up as that top 10.
Right.
And to me, you don't want to play Francisco.
Sure, I do.
But
not for money. You didn't say that.
No, that's right.
You didn't say how you're going to play.
Francisco has been playing with the Bear Q for 20-something years.
Oh, yeah?
Bear Q out of Germany. Not Mark Bear, the late Mark Bear, but Bear Q out of Germany.
Francisco's on the 11th on the money board. That big win
I don't think I don't know if that counts in the... that's tournament wins? Or
no,
what?
That's tournament wins. There's an asterisk on the 30,000. That's not on there. See, his earnings so far are 22.5 plus the 30 that's got the asterisk. He's sponsored by Dynamic Billiards, CueSports.
Francisco's break is one of the most impressive out there. He starts off low, and his back arm goes way back, and he holds that Q-tip. Sometimes the Q-tip actually passes through his fingers on his last back stroke, and he gets the full length of his stroke into this break. Look, see that? Look how far back that tip goes. It actually goes out of his hands, out of the loop. And see how he stopped that Q-tip back there, and he scratched. I think he needs to slow down his break. He slowed down his break on his last rack, but that's because he was hitting the second ball.
He smacked it. I'll give you that. Now, did Francisco live in Germany?
He did.
Back in the 90s for quite some time.
Quite some time.
Yeah.
But he's back in Manila now.
Mm-hmm. I do recall that when he'd come over to the States and play in some of the major events.
Robbie, again, he's got ball in hand. It seems like he can run either balls if he decides to hit the stripes. The 14 ball, that's the lime green stripe near the 8 ball, I would think would be the first shot. He would have 2 trouble balls, that and then the 10. But that's why he would choose the low balls. Low balls are wide open once you get past this 6-2.
To tell you the truth, the stripes aren't a problem either.
No, they really aren't.
No.
He'll bump this 2 ball, I think, or play the next because it would be the toughest ball on the table once the 6 was out of the way.
He's playing one pocket to the side pocket. The deuce. He'll probably play the 4 ball. Not for a bit. Probably now. He might play it in the corner.
Yeah. And really, that solves this rack, and it's a matter of execution from here. Just keep clean.
Well, he's got 4 balls left, and they're all in front of a pocket.
I think you should take a look. Me, I'm shooting the 5 ball next, not the 1 ball.
Yes. As long as it's got a clear path.
That's right.
As long as it goes by the.
Assuming
as
the
long
5
as it goes
ball
by
goes,
the 1,
I would be shooting the 5 ball next.
He's reading your mind.
Well, it's the right way to play the patterns of the balls. You play the one ball, suddenly
The
you have to
natural
kind of...
roll.
Yeah, suddenly you have to do something funny to make sure you get to the 5. And again, he should take a look to see what angle he wants and what angle he doesn't want here on the 3 or 7.
He's coming down. He'll
He's
probably...
fine.
He can play either ball he wants.
Feels like the 7,
He's
3 ball. Sorry,
three ball first.
that's what I meant. The 3 ball.
He could play either one because he could play the 7 and come over off the rack.
First.
You know, and now he's going to go this way, and just as long as he gets up far enough and avoids the 14 ball.
The 14 ball, that's right.
Yeah.
Good rack by Robbie. He really needs the easy rack because Francisco's not going to give him
an open pattern like that.
Yeah.
No, he's not.
Francisco's not going to miss the easy out. So,
well, he's come back. He took advantage of Francisco's scratch in the side pocket, or scratch
in side pocket. Yeah.
And so he's got back a couple of his errors.
Very much like the 10 ball break. I think we're going to see more people go back to the head rail break, about through the center, a little bit off the center, and try to make one of the 2 balls in the second row into the side pocket. It works for 8 ball just as much as it works for 10 ball.
Is it coming out? Are those? Is that what's happening?
Thing, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, if you want to take a look at racking secrets, you may want to search out
is that a book?
Joe Tucker online, joetucker.net. Joe is the one who really put it out there, all these little racking tricks on which balls go and what happens with the gaps, and his racking secrets book.
I wonder when Corey Dool will write his book.
Well, I'm sure Corey Dool read Joe Tucker's book.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure all of the rack readers have taken a look at Joe Tucker's book.
Good look at Francisco just kind of focusing.
Yeah, I'm sure he's thinking about the scratch on the side, like, what's my neck? Because he's broken 3 different ways now.
Okay. So he's trying to figure out the break.
Which one is the right one? He's up 4-2, so... But really, 2 games were handed over to him from Robbie. That's a 4-game swing. It could be 4-2, 6... I don't even know how to count anymore.
Yeah. He's up 2 games and 2 gifts.
Right. Robbie's
going to the middle now. He's
watching. Far left.
Francisco's watching.
And this will be the break that they're going to go, that's going to work out. Let's see if the 2 balls in the side pocket. It got head off, but...
Not really an opening shot. 9 ball.
If he can find an opening shot, it's going to be open. Looks like the 14 goes down table, right at us. And the 11...
Oh, hello. No, that's too far.
That's going to be...
That's going to be fine.
Well, he's the referee, so whatever he thinks. But a second ago, that 11 ball didn't go. And it still doesn't go. But the 7 ball, the blue teal ball... looks like it goes now. I'm not so sure it did, but what are you going to do? He's the referee. Don't give him a foul.
Yeah.
Belt stock.
Will he start off with the 14 or the 9?
Well, let's see. Because the 11 doesn't go, well,
the 11,
no matter what, he's got to shoot stripes, I think is what...
the 11 can be addressed when he shoots...
see, the 7 now goes, so if he can get to the low balls, that'd be it. But I don't think he has a low ball to shoot.
No. When he shoots the stripe in the middle of the table, the 11 can be addressed. He might be able to play a combo of some sort. Or
the 1 ball past the 2. Boy, it's close.
Yeah, it is tight.
It's close. Do you want to say, hey, let's see if this wouldn't be the time to find out if the ball would take. You got to slow roll it past the 2 ball, off the cushion,
and shooting
in.
Shooting that 14 is kind of like that 2 ball he missed. Remember that?
Pretty much the same shot.
Pretty close. And then it's even tougher. He's on the rail.
So shooting the 14, he's going to start with that. He's going to find some way to get on a ball to break out that 11. It's in the pocket.
And here's a shot to get on. No, because you see, if he doesn't get on the 11, he may not have a shot.
He's just going to go ahead and whack it and see if he can go right into it, right on the top of the ball. He's got a hit. Is the ball out? Nope.
Hey, does he have another shot?
9 ball is straight in the pocket, I think.
Nine ball or the 13. 13 doesn't go. He might be able to see the 12, it looks like. The 9 ball is...
but remember now,
looks like he's got a full pocket.
The 11 ball is the trouble ball, so he's got to get to it. And he's
going after
firing at it. And it still doesn't go, but he has to shoot in the side pocket now. I mean, he has to shoot in the side pocket, or else he's not getting out. There's going to be no more balls left to hit.
come down for it. Although there's going to be you might be forced to have a very small landing area to shoot it to the side.
If he had it in the corner. Oh, he's close to the corner pocket. Look how close he is.
That's. I would shoot the 13 and try to get back. I wouldn't gamble on this ball. Unless he plays it in the side.
No, he knows that if he makes it, he wins the game right here.
And if he misses it,
he loses the game.
Right,
that's right.
So, yeah, it all hinges on this. And he made it.
And he should win the game. 13.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can he get out of the corner with that 12 ball?
Oh, he's fine. He'll just kind of stun this over by the 10, shoot the 12, then the 10, or shoot the 10 and then the 12, and be just fine.
And that tells me there that he can get out of the corner with the 12 ball. In fact, he'd probably just play it straight and draw straight out.
Actually, he's going to follow it just a hair and hit the 12 and slide off the side rail.
Oh, I'm talking this ball here.
Oh, right.
So he has enough angle on this.
Yes. He'll come off the ball and shoot the 8 ball on the side probably.
Nice out there. And again, I mean, he's doing the things that we talk about with 8 ball, that he recognizes the trouble ball, and he's attacking it as quickly as he can.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to wait till later.
And for the amateurs out there watching, that's exactly how you handle clusters and issues on the table immediately if you can. Or, plan a way to do it. Select a ball that's going to be that you can play to handle it.
We're at the Predator Arena here at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino. This is the U.S. Open 8-Ball Championship 2016.
What a great 3 days we had with the U.S. Open 10-Ball Championships, didn't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Shane Van Boening beating Rodney Morris for the title. Both those guys are in action as well here for 8-Ball.
Well, those two met at the hot seat, and then Shane took care of John Moore and came back and then took care of Rodney.
So let's take a look at the mental aspect of this. Robbie is now showing, he's actually shown that he's playing good 8-ball, and it was just execution that got him in those 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's had the easy break and runs, 2 in a row for him.
I wouldn't call him
easy, but he got out like
right.
he went for the got out.
Did a
correct.
Great job. Yeah.
I think he had one easy one in there, right? At least the one he had the full table out after Francisco had scratched on his break.
Mm-hmm. But this last rack was delicate.
That was delicate, but he got there, right?
That 11 ball was just not wanting to
not
get out of trouble.
Get clear.
He says, "Now I'm gonna give you a headache."
So from Robbie's side, he's saying, "I can get out from anywhere," and Francisco's side is, "I better get out, or else this guy's not getting out from anywhere. He's not going to give me a chance like he did in the first 2."
Well, Francisco is leading 4-1. It's now 4-3, so he's lost 2 consecutive games, and he's not liking it.
He's got to try the 3/4 break. He went with a half-speed break that time.
Yes, and
he's got to go in between.
No ball.
Francisco's going to shake his head and say, "What do I have to do to make a ball and not scratch?" So that one was too soft, and the other was too hard. Go right in between. And if that doesn't go, well, we're going to run out of games
options here. Yeah.
Looks wide open. What do we got for trouble?
To Francisco, I would say, practice your break prior to the tournament.
Yeah, and make sure you rack them right.
That's right. That's true.
If back to the table here, if Robbie decides to take stripes, he can leave the 12 ball till later, but it doesn't really block anything. Then ball goes. Doesn't block anything.
Nope.
13 ball would be the toughest ball on the table for the stripes. If you go with the solids, if the 6 ball doesn't pass, then it becomes the toughest ball. But it looks like the 6 ball passes the 12 ball.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then all the other balls go.
Or he can play
tight.
the 3 ball and move the 6.
Correct. He'd have to do that because if it doesn't go.
Yeah, he's got options. The 5 ball's a little tight, but if he plays the 1 ball first, he can come back to it off the 4.
So Robbie tells me right there by shooting it that he's playing the 9-13 because the 13 now is the toughest ball on the table. 8 ball is always considering what is the toughest ball on the table and how do I make it open so it's an easy out.
And he had a plan for it.
He did have a plan for it. He's got to
follow it straight down.
Follow it down for the 13. Because if he doesn't, he's going to run out of balls to get down there.
Well, if he doesn't, he's going to have 2 problem balls, the 10 ball and the 13.
Right. This is the right way to play. Might be short on it, but he'll still shoot it no matter what.
He's going to have to put a little something on this because he's got to move that 5 ball for the 10. See?
Perfect. Good call. And now you reassess. Ball's moved a bit, you reassess.
He's going to play this, and he'll probably play the 10 ball next, and then the 15 come down and float down for the ball, right?
Where are you going?
No, he's gonna float down now.
Robbie went to the same school as I did, apparently, because I was going to say that the 14 ball is the toughest ball on the table, and he attacked it. He went to the attack on the 14 ball.
But see the lead in?
Right.
If he goes 10.
I like your way. I like 11. Your way.
And that's exactly where moving the ball around like he just did is successful for some. You can do it with, but things can go wrong.
Things can go wrong. You have to kind of reassess whether or not that's it's the percentages. The 14 was the toughest ball on the table, but was it worth it to go for it right then?
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. Yeah, you got to weigh those options.
You got to weigh those options.
An 8 ball, because we do have what we call 8 ball specialists.
Exactly.
I mean, they play the 7-foot table, and all they do is play 8 ball.
I'm surprised he's taken so much time on this. This is where he landed. He's got to shoot this 14 now.
And when you watch these guys shoot, they don't move the cue ball around.
Yeah.
The less the cue ball moves, the happier they are. They go from angle to angle to angle and try to move the cue ball as little as possible.
If he makes this, he's getting out, and this is the right shot.
Well, if he
sort of has to make this,
he deserves getting out.
Yeah. He made it. He really flied this ball across.
And he's going to be okay. No, he's not
covered
okay.
the 10.
He's
that's a little bit of a bad roll. I'm not sure. I guess he had to hit it that hard. I really didn't expect him to need to hit that.
He's coming into the 10-4 with the cue ball.
Now he's going to have to hope for a roll.
Unless he can play behind it. Create a roll. He can bounce it off the rail with the cue ball. It's a tough shot. He's got to be very accurate here with his hit. See? What'd that get you?
Oh.
What'd that get you?
One half a roll. He had to hit it good and hit it firm enough.
He had to. That's what I say. He's going to have to bounce it out and maybe play it in the side was the better option.
That's another unforced error where he had the balls wide open.
He's banking. Did he call the side pocket?
Must have called the side pocket.
He must have called the side pocket. It's a good shot.
It's got the 2 ball there that makes that pocket big, but
Francisco gets an open rack again. But his starting point's a little tricky. He's up against the ball. You just roll up to the 1 ball.
I think so. You can just roll up the 1 ball, or you can play the 5 and to roll up to the 1 ball. Because if you happen to miss that.
The thing is, if you play the 5 and happen to miss it, and don't get behind that 7, you've left the game. But that's your good call. If he rolls up to the 1 ball, he's got the ball. And then gives up a jump shot, which is easy to make. Yeah, I like your strategy there a lot better.
Missed it and rolling up to
but look at this.
The 1 ball. See, now he doesn't have a shot. I don't think he has got a shot. It's close, but he's got a piece. He's saying he's got a piece.
If he can't make it, he's going to jump it.
Half mass eye. This is a good angle because you see how he's loading up with left English? He'll hit right English. See that? This is a loose game, but I do think that Francisco shot the right shot, the 5 ball, because it'd go over there.
I agree. He just didn't hit it very good, and it hung up. Going back to I think what I said in the first or second game, where he's using the side rail quite a bit. Remember that?
Francisco goes behind the back and really didn't shoot a great shot, but he's got a 5 ball hanging there. I think he can see the 5. If he can't, he can play the 4 ball, come forward to the 5.
Yep.
He's got to call this.
All he has to do
he's
is
playing
call
right
the
at
ball.
the 5. He won't have to call if he's going straight at it, but if he's playing combination, just by etiquette, he needs to call it. Actually, by rule, he's supposed to call it, but he went straight at it, so he didn't have to call it.
If he calls the 5, he doesn't have to call coming off the 4, does he?
No, he does.
Okay.
But if he plays the 4 into the 5, he has to call the 5.
Right. So all he would have to do is say 5
ball.
Okay.
It's
I
actually
just want to make sure
the vocal call.
My own.
It's a funny thing, right?
Information. Yeah, no, just for my own information, because I would just say 5 ball and shoot
and then be done with it, but
and not say combo or whatever,
right.
and be done with it.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, I'm going to be told you didn't call the combo.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. You just have to call the 5, but if you're shooting it straight in, you don't call it. And therefore, if you do the combination, you have to call it. It's a funny thing.
I would shoot the 6 here. I think
I would also. I think he's going to do it. There's no reason to leave the 6 as the last ball.
Because to cut that 7 ball, brings that corner pocket into play.
It brings rails and cushions and all that into play when you didn't have to. Should be a stop shot.
For a 7-foot table, this is one of the longer shots that'll come up.
The only thing that bothers, because there's more rails. You're always going to be bridging off the rail.
He's just closer to the rail. It didn't bother him too much.
No,
He handled it with ease.
One of the greatest shot makers has ever lived. No problem. Gets a game back.
And he gets a round of applause. Yeah, Robb made a good shot on that. Was it that 14 ball on that back cut?
Right.
And then wasn't able to get to that to his problem ball, the 10. Yeah, he bumped it but didn't bump it to the right location. Bumping balls can get you in trouble. Bumping balls can get you out of trouble. But when you're forced to bump them to a location, anything can happen. It's not guaranteed. And there's a 2-game difference, but he's got the break, so the break should be an advantage. And so Robbie's going to break him, trailing by 2 games. Francisco's intently watching him. Let's see what he does with this here.
Robbie's really given up 3 games by going through the rack, and he really needed to get. He was supposed to run out those 3, giving the whole table back to Francisco. Made another ball in the break, I think. No, thought he did.
Dry.
Pretty wide open.
Kind of like the climate here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, the rooms.
In the room, yeah.
Air conditioning in a dry climate.
Yes, it got us yesterday, and it's getting you a little bit right now. Take a little break, get some water, and I'll see if I can't, flap my mouth for a while and entertain.
You see the 10 ball and 3 ball down here is the tough part. And there's a lot of tough parts. A lot of balls in the center of the table.
Yeah, when they're clustered like this, it just makes your pattern that much more important, because you can work around it as long as you
can drive your car.
As long as you can navigate. No, usually you use, for instance, shoot the 1 ball. I'd look at shooting the 1 ball, the 2 ball, the 5 ball, the 4 ball, the 7 ball, the 6 ball, and come down here for this 3 ball. If it goes by, does it go by the?
I don't think it goes by.
I'd have to look at that right
so
away.
he has to try to get to it as quickly as possible.
Right away. He's
nowhere here, isn't he? Oh, sure. He can take the stripes, and now he gets the 10 ball out of there, and it should be. Hopefully, it's going to be clear after he tickles it out.
Moving it now against the rail. Yeah, his choice is to shoot.
Now you reassess.
The 11 or the 10.
I think the 11 ball.
I don't think he'll shoot the 14.
No.
But it is an option. But why? Why go with a hard shot like that?
He's leaning as if he's going to shoot this 10 ball.
Yeah, he's lined up to shoot the 10 ball. His feet are lined up for it already.
Drop right into position. But why wouldn't he shoot the 11 ball? He doesn't go. He can't get that ball out of there.
If he shoots the 11 ball, he's afraid of sliding over to the right. Then he won't have a shot.
Yeah, there's no place to go, is there?
Yeah, he won't have a shot if he slides to the right. He's got to slide all the way over to the right for the 14.
This looks like the game-winning shot. The shot that unlocks this.
And he just unlocked it, because now he'll shoot this 13 ball, then shoot the 12.
It feels
what
like
about the 8?
It looks like the 8 goes in the side pocket, so the 11 ball would be the last ball.
So the 8 passed to 5.
He sort of called something. He waved his hand as if he called something that I wouldn't understand. It seems like he just floats this up table.
My, he's gonna have to come between the 4 and the 6.
Yeah, he floated a bit there. He got a bump, and it looks like he got. Unfortunately, he tied up the 2 balls, so he has to play his key ball, because the 8 ball only goes in the side pocket.
Well,
now he's got to do some creative.
Now the 13 becomes a key ball, because you see if he can stop it on the 13,
then
he's straight in on the 8.
Boy, you'd have to, with ball in hand, that'd be tough. I agree with you, but that'd be tough.
No, I agree, but he's forced himself to do it.
He's forced
himself to go there. So now he's going to come back.
Robbie's hoping that Francisco gives one back here.
No. Francisco is very selfish when it comes to winning games. Right. He wants to win them.
Does 8 ball pass the 1? I saw Francisco sneak his eyes over there, so let's take a quick look at that 8 ball past the whether it passed the 1. Doesn't look like it could possibly pass.
No. Here. He's gonna leave himself a shot on this 12 angle, where he can come over by the 6 ball to be straight in for the upper right hand corner.
I like that. So he's
what he's
going to
follow
this ball by about 3 inches.
No, he's probably going to draw to the side.
Wrong way.
He's going to draw to the side rail and come out just a little bit. unless he can follow, but he's going to follow down. Oh, here you go. He's going to play it off the 6.
But same basic idea that
same
he's playing between the 7 and 4 for the 8 ball, right? He has choices here. Can you go off the 6 ball or not?
He's playing it in the corner.
No, is he really?
Yes.
Why wouldn't he play it
on
the side?
He's playing it right there.
Here it is. Side pocket.
From the angle when he was aiming, I thought he was playing it in the corner.
And this was wow, what a nice rack that was too.
He ended up right just where he needed to be.
These are professional outs right here. There wasn't anything easy about that. Not one shot was easy, except for maybe 8 ball.
They were all just a little bit off angle, weren't they?
Yeah.
Just a little. Nothing was just a comfortable stroke with a nice stop. Everything was just a little bit off angle, and it was a little delicate. You might say.
I mean, there was a lot of keys to that rack. One of the keys, of course, is how amazing this gentleman shoots and plays position.
That's a main key.
But as we said, he attacked the tied-up ball, the 10 ball, I believe it was, down the table. Of course, what ended up happening was it wasn't a hanger after he got it out, but he had to get it out. And once he got it out, then he had options to try to negotiate the traffic, and he did.
The rack would have been made much easier had he been straight in on the open. You remember when he shot the 10 ball down the rail?
Right.
Had he been straight in on that 11, he could have just stopped it.
Correct.
Then shot the 10 down and then taken care of business. But
just a little off angle.
That little off angle, he was afraid to go over and get behind the cluster of balls.
Yeah.
So,
but just a fantastic job. That was a world-class out there.
He solved the puzzle and executed it to plan.
Yeah, and that's how I view 8 ball. It's always about solving the puzzle. One of the pieces of the puzzle always presents itself as what's bad, and you got to figure out what's good.
Well, let's see if he figured out what's good.
He went hard. He went soft. It seems like that medium break works. No, he went super hard.
He went back to the smack him and crack him.
That rack.
Crack him and smack him.
Wow, that hurt the ears.
Sound check. We have takeoff.
Quick look at this. The 2-4 cluster tells me that he's got to shoot the high balls because everything is wide open for the high balls.
Shooting the stripers.
Yeah.
Or as some amateurs might say, I have big ones, I have stripes.
Big ones.
You have small ones.
13 ball is going to be the trick here. Clear the 13 and everything's open. He may not have to clear anything, but it looks like he'll draw for the 9 ball in the side pocket.
And here's where you clear things. He's going to shoot the 13 ball next after shooting the 9.
Right.
And then you'll shoot the 15 ball. So more than likely he'll shoot the 9, 13 15.
He's going to shoot the 13 after the 9 and reassess. It's always reassess. So let's reassess this.
Actually, you might come over for the 11.
Yeah, I'd be going 2 rails on this.
No, he wants to shoot the 11 ball last.
Where is he going to draw this ball?
Over here.
One rail this way. It's still this way.
He got in trouble.
Bumped the ball.
He got in trouble. Oh no, he's got that ball on top. I'm sorry. Wow. He had a relief valve. Contingency plan.
And again, it's reassess. He moved the ball. Now he's got to reassess where he's going to go.
He's playing. Yeah, see, he wants to play the 11 ball last.
In the corner.
More than likely, because he does. If he goes to the side and doesn't get his
the right angle.
Well, now now because he's over a ball, he's probably going to play the 11 ball now, and just stop the ball. Use the bottom rail to come up towards the 8.
I like this because once again, and you were just about to mention it. If he played for the 15 for the side pocket, he might be getting the wrong angle and go the wrong way.
Correct.
He gets out of that, and look at this for a key ball.
Well, he's going to travel, but he was forced to because he'd rather shoot the 11 first than shoot the 14 over a ball.
Exactly.
And he didn't get perfect on the 8, but I mean, he's a professional player.
Good
this
enough.
is acceptable.
You want this?
Yes. He'll settle. He'll settle.
Nicely done.
And he's 2 games away from victory in the first round match for Francisco Bustamante. But Robb says, I'm not done yet. I'm going to give it all I got.
Robbie's had his chances here because he has gave away 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
He could easily be up 6-3.
Yeah, if I recall saying Francisco is up 2 wins and 2 gifts.
Yeah.
When he was 4 to 2. And as he racks the balls, we're looking around. All I see I don't see any recognizable faces in the gallery.
They might be playing. It's early in the 8-ball. First round of 8-ball, they're all playing.
Yeah, you got to, that's
I assumed you were talking about other players. They were here last night watching the finals. Of course, they were out of that tournament. Now it's the first day.
Exactly.
First round of the 8-ball. Everybody else is actually playing.
Let's see what scores we have on the bracket.
Except for the guys that have buys.
Started out. Well, some of the first round matches, which I don't have scores for yet. Let's take a look at some of what went on. These guys are
been breaking pretty consistently.
Is it dry again?
It is. It seemed like he took off some speed there where he's been pretty successful.
Okay, so
first shot is crucial here for Francisco. He has a shot in the 12 ball in the side pocket.
Some first round matches. We had Mike Massey play Sean Wilkie. Don't have a result. We have Vilmos Foldis play Danny Smith, which Vilmos won 9-6. Shane Van Boning lost to Taylor Anderson 9-7. So there's a big game for you.
Big game.
Skylar Woodward over Steve Register 9-3. Of course, we know since it was a streamed match, Kurt Kobayashi and Alex Pagalayan, Kurt forfeited, and we saw that really nice match between the Hansons and Alex Scotch doubles, little exhibition race to 3.
I'm not sure if they streamed that.
Yes, they did. You commentated it.
Yes, we commentated and recorded it, but I'm not sure if they actually streamed it. So
I watched it.
You did
upstairs.
Okay.
So yes, John Schmidt over Eduardo Gomez 9-1. Mark Hain over Rick Sleeper 9-8. Hill match. Royo Yokawa 9-5 over Sean Murphy. Ernesto Dominguez goes down to Rodney Morris 9-. For some reason, the bracket reads -2. Don't know what that means. I don't know how you go -2. Mitch Ellerman lost to Mike Deshane 9-4.
It was a forfeit. I was going to say maybe he didn't make a ball to a rail on the straight pool break and they gave him -2, but it looked like it was a forfeit.
And then Billy Thorpe over Sal Butera 9-5. John Mora over Max Eberly 9-4. Jason Klatt lost to Michael Yednak.
That's going to be a surprise.
9-8. That is a surprise. Jason Klatt is considered
bump
a great
the 8 ball
player
there. I'm not sure, as this game has been going, Francisco has played a couple of balls where I didn't think he needed to. So it must have been laying a lot tougher than I thought. But he certainly solved it here. Stop shot in the 11 ball and one rail across for the 10. 10's gone all the way. And that way he can just draw back.
Just to here. It's not coming back too far. Nice soft draw. Just eases the ball back.
Let's get through.
And same shot here.
We'll get back to the scores here in a second after Francisco makes this.
Yeah, he'll be on the hill. It's at 8-3.
Very nicely done.
Very
nice
nicely
out
done.
After Robbie.
That's his break too, isn't it?
Yeah, Robbie dry broke there. Let's talk about that. Jason Klatt is on the west side, and Shane Van Boning is on the west side.
Correct. So you got two monsters over there.
Two monster small table players, and especially of 8 ball, on the west side and the B side already after the first round, or those all first rounds. Both of them are there already anyway.
And I can actually tell that Ernesto Dominguez did not play that match against Rodney Morris because Mitch Ellerman is already listed going on.
On the left side.
On the left side. Another match that went on was Jesse Bowman over David Del Castillo 9-2. Mike Helmer over Robbie Cleland. Then you have Chris McDaniel over Tommy Tokoff 9-6. Thorsten Homan over Richie Orm. And then you have Corey Dool over Liu Chang.
Is the score right? I thought he was on the hill.
It was 7-3 just before he pocketed that ball on the scoreboard. So
and Francisco's breaking, so Robbie had the first break as the even game. So that's correct. 8-3 now.
Justin Bergen defeated Rodrigo Geronimo.
Edgy Geronimo.
Edgy. And
Francisco again broke the balls pretty hard. I'm gonna guess that's right in that 25 mile an hour, 28 mile an hour, 25. Go with the 25.
And those are pretty much the rest of the matches are going on right now.
I'm gonna predict that Francisco gets out here, shooting the high balls. The first shot is everything. Tough first shot. Easy to make.
This is like the third rack that's happened, where they don't have an opening, really an easy
not
first
a great
shot.
opening first shot. But because the 11 and the 13 go,
he's going to open with a 9.
You'd expect him to shoot the high balls. He came up short off that rail, but he can play this 11 ball. I'm assuming he was playing something else there, but it seemed like the cue ball died off the cushion, unless he was using check.
Shoot this with.
He's got to kind of slide this around
here. Is he shooting
11?
Okay.
Slide around. Oh, and he got fortunate there because he tickled the 2, and that could have easily gotten in the way of the 15 ball, but it didn't. No. And he'll continue on. And 13 ball is going to be the only ball to really consider as a problem.
The closer he gets, the harder it gets.
Yeah, this time he went a little bit.
He went a little low.
That shot tells me that the other shot came up short off the cushion, as has been happening all week, and he shot it slower. That shot there than he wanted to.
Did he hit the cushion? He just rolled straight down.
The shot before where it came up short. And then that one he rolled up too far because it actually goes long on the bed without hitting that cushion. It's been doing that all week. The bed is very fast, but if you're coming into the cushion straight at it, nearly 90 degrees, the rails have been swallowing up the speed a bit.
This is going to be an interesting
This is
shot.
very tricky. Doesn't want to hit anything here, and
he's
in
trouble.
But he's got a shot. And,
does that ball go past the 4? Yeah, it does. It goes
does,
past the
and
4.
he's going to do a special Filipino magic shot here.
Magic shot, like just elevate and stun over to the 6.
Yeah.
There's the 6 ball, and then shoot the 13. Come up for the 10.
Oh, he doesn't even have to elevate. He's just cutting in.
Guess he kind of has to. Well, I don't know if he
Stock is taking a good look here, making sure he doesn't foul.
He's going to try to stop it off this 6 ball. He did.
That's just wonderfully done.
And
he's got some kind of angle to get back up table and.
Not some kind of angle. He's got the perfect
angle. Some kind of angle.
That is some kind of angle. That's right.
I like going back and forth here. Let your stroke out.
And that's exactly what he did. You're in his mind.
You're in his mind. There it is the concession here, which is a good.
Nicely done.
Very nicely done. Very nicely done. Francisco Bustamante moves on. He beats Robbie Saez 9-3.
Next match will be at 3 o'clock.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. This is Freddie Agnew and George Teacheo
signing out.
Thanks.